The brand new GT Online Tuners DLC dropped today, and in this video I want to show you guys 10 of the insanely awesome new things Rockstar added in this update. Actually though, before we get into that, I am doing a shark card giveaway, an $8 million shark card giveaway over on my Twitter, so if you guys want a chance to enter and win $8 million in GTA, then I'll leave a link in the description for you to go over to my Twitter, follow it, and then retweet that tweet for a chance to win that money. But with that being said, the new features. So one of the new features is actually found in your auto shop, and it's a minor thing, but it's always nice to have these little things to just have, right? If you come over here by these arcades, you'll see there's a little snack thing on the table, and if we go up to it and hit right on the D-pad, look at that, we can fulfill all of our snacks. These are free, even though it says full. But these are free, and it's another nice addition to this property. You can never have too many snacks. They heal you. So that is really cool to see. Now, once we're outside, there's actually a couple of new things Rockstar added out here. More specifically, actually in the interaction menu. So if we hold the interaction menu, there's a bunch of new stuff here. And we're not going to go over everything just yet, but the main things, the cool things, the best things Rockstar did. If we go into the vehicles tab, we now have some new options. We have a vehicle roof option, which doesn't work on this one because there's no convertible top. But if you had a convertible vehicle, then you now have the roof option that you can do straight from the interaction menu. But look at this. We have a stance option. So this is default. You can see if we lower it, it lowers, which makes the drifting slightly better actually in the game. The drifting's still a little wonky, but it is a lot better. No longer do you have to shoot the rims and hope that the car drops. You can actually do it straight through the menu. You also, if your vehicle has hydraulics, have the hydraulics menu here. So this is really cool, and it's all in this vehicles section. Another thing Rockstar added to the interaction menu, if you go into the inventory section here, we now actually can sort of customize our radio station. So this is very awesome. Now you have two options. You have this media player, and then you also have this radio station favorites. And the radio station favorites, you literally can choose which radio stations you want to see. So if you're like me and you only listen to like one radio station, you can now literally disable all of the ones you don't want to hear, and they're not going to show up in the list. So I'm just going to disable pretty much every single one except for, we'll leave the media player on, which I'll talk about in a second here. And we'll also leave, I don't know, nonstop FM. So when we go back out, look at that. We literally now only have 2 radio stations. So that is such a nice quality of life feature. No longer is your car going to spawn on the, the wrong radio station. You have to take time to change it. Now, speaking of this media player, this isn't actually maybe what you think it is. It's not like your own media player. So as you get to the top left, you have to go find these mixtapes and stuff out in the world. And then basically those songs get added to this media player. So if you think about this media player option here, it's basically a radio station that you have to go find the music for. It sounds a little weird, and it kind of is. But that's sort of what it is. It's not like you can customize the music that's in this station. You have to go find the music, and then it shows up. And I'll do a guide on that. They are scattered all across Los Santos. I'll do a guide on that in the coming days. So hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. All right, now the next couple of things Rockstar added that are insanely cool are actually found in the car meet area. And if you don't know, I mean, it's literal on the map, but if you don't know, it's over here on the right-hand side. You just drive in. And there's a couple of cool things in here. So the first thing that you can do, and I actually don't have it unlocked just yet, so I will be doing a video once I do have it unlocked. Look on the minimap, and you're going to come to the I section. So this is Mimi, obviously the character that we met in the cutscene. If you walk up to her, hit right on the D-pad, you actually get a couple of options here. So you can actually see what your membership is if you maybe don't have one. You also have a bunch of membership stats, which they don't seem to work So I don't know if maybe that's just going to take some time. But then you have these other two options. You have move personal vehicle, which is actually how you can choose which garage space you put your car in. So there are 32 parking spaces, so more than enough for people in the lobby. But the unfortunate part is that they're not really like they're just sort of scattered throughout the NPC cars. So it's going to be very confusing, I think, when or if you host a car show in here. You're definitely going to be seeing a lot of NPC cars in addition to the regular cars. But anyway, that's how you can change your parking space. So that's cool. You know, you can maybe, if you want a better location, this guy is the dock. That's actually awesome. We can put it there. Oh wait, I'm already using this location, I guess. Oh, there we go. Takes a minute, but that guy's the dock. That's awesome. But then there's this other option called Takeover. And it does say you have to reach level 20 of reputation to unlock. But I believe this is how you can sort of customize the interior of this car meet. So those are some cool options in here. Again, found at the eye on the minimap. That's Mimi. If you're actually in here and you do stumble across a car that is either an NPC car or a player car, and you like it and you want to know more, like let's say this one, right? Maybe you're not a super well-informed car guy. If you're like me, you have no idea what this is, and you're like, oh, I like that. I kind of want to make that. Well, if you hit just down on the D-pad, or Z if you're on PC, all of these vehicles, I mean, it works exactly like your garage. You can see this is the Anna Silvestra. So you can go up to all of these cars and figure out which ones you like, and then you can go ahead and find them in the menus through, on the websites to purchase. Also in here, one of the cool features is you can actually test drive 3 cars, and I'm going to assume that each week these will change. But if you walk over here to the entrance of the test track, it's to the left of it. It does have a little icon here, so I guess that's how you find it. But these are the 3 cars you can test drive, and 2 of them are released. So this is the 350Z, this is the Calico, but we have this one, the Comet S2. And this actually lets us test drive. So we can hit Y, and then we can enter with other players, and look at that, we can actually drive this unreleased vehicle. So that's awesome. And it is unfortunate it's only this one, of course, but maybe next week we get another unreleased car added to this test drive. And this does actually slightly raise your reputation level, so that's kind of cool as well. Also, if you're in here, a quick little tip. If you're, let's say, on the far end way over here of this test track and you want to leave, simply just hold Y, and you can see at the bottom right, it says exit test track, and now we can enter the car meet again. You don't have to drive all the way back, so that's cool. Now, one of the best features, I think, in this update, it's still maybe needs some work, so hopefully Rockstar maybe can fix it, or maybe add some additions to it in the upcoming days. But if we go inside of our car, right, and we hit X to show the vehicle menus, we can actually modify our vehicles inside of the car meet. And one of the things you can do that's exclusive to this car meet area, if we go down to wheels, and then we go to tires, and then tire enhancements, we have the low grip tires. I saw a lot of people in my stream earlier today asking how to drift, or how to get the new drift capable stuff. This is them. As you saw, the traction is insanely lowered in the little menu there, but that's how we can choose them. And they actually changed bulletproof tires. No longer are you stuck with bulletproof tires. If you put them on, you can actually remove them and put the standard back on. So that's a nice quality of life change as well. But the low grip tires can only be found in here. And unfortunately, I do believe they're only found on the new vehicles. I believe I've only tested it on 1 or 2 other vehicles that have been in the game for a while, but they were not there. So it does potentially look like these low grip tires, the drift mechanics, are only found on the new tuner vehicles. And if you're wondering what this drift looks like, I'll go ahead and go into the test track and show you guys sort of how it works. So when we're actually down here, what we're going to go ahead and do... Oh, wait, we actually can't stance the vehicle down here. Okay, so that's a little annoying. I believe we're still lowered though. It does look lowered. But this drift, these low drift or low grip tires, it's basically like driving with popped tires. So it's going to take some time to get used to for sure. But I am sure within a couple of days, maybe a week or two, people will figure this out. And then you'll be seeing some really cool drift. I mean, look at this guy. He's drifting backwards. But yeah, that is the drift tires. As you can see, very, very little traction. You slide all over. And this is something I'll definitely do some more testing into to see if this is different on other vehicles. Like, I wonder if maybe the Futo might be better for drifting. But yeah, that's the drift tires. And yeah, they're only $500. That's actually a lot cheaper than I thought they would be. So that's very nice. And in typical Rockstar fashion, I am now stuck. They've made a parking spot that I literally cannot get out of. But that doesn't matter, because the final thing that they actually did, if we go ahead, go onto our phone, and then we call the mechanic, this allows us to actually bring any car inside of the arena here. So let's say I wanted to choose the Jester RR. You actually have to go into the interaction menu and return this one before we call it. But let's go ahead and do that. So we go to vehicles, and then we'll just hit return personal vehicle to storage. The car will now disappear. And now, if we go back into the mechanic, wherever he's at, we can now call for any car to be brought inside. So again, we're going to go to Auto Shop, and then we're going to go to the Jester RR. Now it should, okay, no, it brings it over there. So it's a different location. But that is kind of cool if you want to showcase multiple cars for a car show. So instead of, driving back to your garage and driving back in, just return the vehicle you have inside and then call your mechanic, and boom, look at that. We have our vehicle. Now I do wonder, because let's go ahead and see if there's a cooldown timer on this. We're going to return, and then we are going to call our mechanic again. It would be nice if there was no cooldown on this, but let's find out. So we're going to call the Dominator, and okay, so there is the 2-minute timer still like a normal mechanic. But if you are waiting in line, for a car show, that is, it's not too bad. You just got to wait 2 minutes, and you're probably going to be waiting that line, or that much time anyway. So yeah, that was about 10 or so things that Rockstar added that I think are really cool. Of course, if we find out any more, I'm sure there's a bunch of hidden stuff Rockstar never like to mention or put in their news wires or anything. I will make another video within the coming days if I find out any more on that front. So hit that subscribe button. Also, again, link in the description to that $8 million shark card giveaway. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoying the new DLC. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.